What's good, everybody? It's your favorite speed coach, Fred Marvin, and you're watching Marvelous. Today, got a few topics that we want to talk about. The first and foremost is Athlos, Grand Slam track, or Diamond League best fit for track and field moving forward. There are a lot of speculation. There's a lot of concern about the lack of coverage, the lack of spreading and sharing of track and field. People watch the Olympics, they fall in love with these athletes, they fall in love with the stories and the things that these athletes are doing and the courage that it takes for them to go this far and win Olympic medals and do all these things. And then it makes you wonder, what does it take to be a professional track athlete? Do they get paid? What kind of sponsorships do they have? Are they on commercials? Why do I only see these people every 4 years instead of every year over year, like all the other sports? Grand Slam track for Michael Johnson, Athlos, of course the Diamond League, are now the three options that we have as far as covering track and field. So we're going to dive into the pluses and minuses from Grand Slam track, Athlos, and the Diamond League, see what everyone's trying to add as far as prize monies and things to kind of entice athletes to want to be a part of their competition. And I want y'all to tell me which one is best. Moving forward for track and field, which one is best? There's a lot of athletes that are trying to figure out, am I going to be a part of this one or that one? Or am I going to sign with Grand Slam track? Am I going to allow whoever is to pay me for my services? Who's going to cover it? What TV organization is going to cover it? Is it going to be broadcasted? Is it going to be the same thing like it is now where you got to go to FlowTrack, and you got to go to YouTube, you got to come to the Marvelous World, and you got to go all these places just to watch a race that happened this past week instead of watching it live and then coming to the Marvelous World to talk about it, right? So let's just hop into the details and see what the differences are and see if we can kind of tell what's going to be best for track and field moving forward. So as you can tell, we kind of got Athlos, who they put on an event, all-woman event, only a few events as far as the actual competitions that are going to be run. Essentially, the prize money was double what Diamond League would pay for a winner. Now, of course, this is one event in the year. Diamond League puts on 10 or 15 or 20 events. So the comparison as far as the coverage and the comparison as far as how many opportunities there are to win, there's no comparison because Athlos is a new organization coming together to kind of provide light on women's sports, specifically women's track and field, right? So we got to put that in perspective, but then let's just put in perspective the actual monies that are going to go out to athletes when they win, right? Jasmine Camacho Quinn was the first winner of the 100-meter hurdles. She won $60,000 for winning first place at Athlos. So when you put it that way, an athlete has the opportunity to run one time, 13 seconds, 12 seconds, or less, win $60,000. That's the same thing that Jasmine Quinn would have won had she ran 4 or 5 Diamond League races and won all 4 or 5. Because the Diamond League races typically are $10,000 purse if you win first place, and then goes down the line from there. So Diamond League doesn't really seem to be changing what they're putting together. Basically, they're still going to be offering $30,000 to $50,000 per event. Right, so if you're talking about $30,000 to $50,000 per event, we're talking first place makes 10 or 15, and on down like that. Versus Athlos giving $60K to the winner, maybe $30K to the second place, and then on down the line. That's a whole different competition. That's a whole different motivation at the end of a season if you're trying to go and win some extra money to make $60K in one race versus having to make $60K in 5 races or 6 races. That's a whole different story. So to me, Athlos is really doing something that we need in track and field. They're making it easier for people to win money. Also, basically giving the other competitors kind of a shove, like, y'all need to step it up. Diamond League is now increasing theirs, like I said, to $30,000 to $50K per event. Obviously, they're still giving out way more money than Athlos is giving out in total, right? And they're giving out money to all athletes. As far as Diamond League, they're giving out money to the throws and all these other events, whereas Grand Slam track and Athlos are really only covering like the major sprint events, the popular sprint events, to kind of capture the audience, and then maybe they'll kind of spread out from there, you hope. But a lot of the other, not smaller events by any means, but the throws or the less popular events like high jump or long jump kind of don't really get covered because most people don't really understand them yet. Most people just understand race from point A to point B. All right, cool, we'll put that in the event. Like I said, $60,000 for the winners of Athlos, They also got a custom Tiffany crown, which I'm sure is worth a couple $1,000s. And then, from there, you're talking about the winnings going down, but you're still, the person who finishes 8th place is still making more than the person who finishes 8th place at a Diamond League meet, right? So a lot of things maybe that you all don't know as far as track and field is you still have to get into these meets. Like, obviously, these are meets that people were asked to join. Athlos, Grand Slam track, you see people are signing contracts to be a part of Grand Slam track. There's going to be a whole team of people who are signed to be a part of it versus a secondary team of people who are asked to come and compete every so often, not at all of the Grand Slams, but maybe a couple of them, to be challengers or whatever you would say, the villain. At these events, it's a select few people that are being asked to join, right? So we got to put that in perspective as well, whereas Diamond League, it's still a select few, but you have a lot more opportunities for people to maybe make the final or get in and at least run a round or so. So Diamond League, as far as infrastructure, is still better, quote unquote better, but these other two, Athlos and Grand Slam, are going to give more money, right? We already know that Grand Slam track, they've been talking about, let's see if we have it here, they've been talking about kind of hiking it up as far as the winners to, $100,000 for a winner per Grand Slam. So now this is on top of what we just talked about, where athletes are being contracted to join the Grand Slam track organization or be a part of their team of racers, right, to race in all 4 slams. So if they sign, they get a certain amount of money. Let's say Sydney McLaughlin, she already signed. Sydney McLaughlin-Lavrone, she already signed to be a part of this organization, right? So they're going to get their bag based off of who they are, what they can negotiate, right? So they're already getting the bag. Then on top of that, they can win another $100K per slam. So let's say that Sydney McLaughlin-Lavrone, she runs 4 slams, 2 events per slam, right? We're talking about per event, 100K. So she wins. Let's say she wins 2 events per slam. She wins all 8 of her slam events. You're talking about almost making $1 million. You're talking about making 800K potentially just off of winning. Not to mention, she already has a base salary probably of at least 250K, probably of at least 200 to 400K just to be a part of it, just to say I'm showing up to all 4 slams, because that's a marketing ploy for Michael Johnson and his team to be able to say, yeah, we got Sydney, yeah, we got so-and-so. They're trying to get Noah Lyles. They're probably going to try to get some Jamaicans, right? So the fact that they can make millions of dollars being a part of the Grand Slam organization, it makes it way more lucrative, way more worth the training and all the work that we do as track and field athletes to get ready for the season. Now, the question still is the infrastructure for Grand Slam track better than the Diamond League? Diamond League has been going on for years, right? They already kind of have their system. They have their overseas fans. Diamond League is not going to lack any fans coming to the stadium. Their stadiums are always packed, right? So it's not about, are the stadiums going to be packed over there? No, the money that the athletes are getting is the question. We're trying to get athletes more money to compete in each of these Diamond League events. Also, there's a lot of negotiations and things that happen behind the scenes that maybe you don't see your favorite hurdler like Grant Holloway, who kind of got barred out of the Diamond League final based off of some negotiations, some stuff that happened behind the scenes that we don't even know about. So now you're watching the Diamond League final, you're looking for the best hurdlers to run, and you're not seeing the best hurdlers run, right? So there's some things going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing, but the question is to you tell me, is the infrastructure or the overall vision and view of Grand Slam track, of Athlos, better than the old Diamond League model? What's going to last the longest? What's better for track and field coverage? Like, do you think that they're going to get TV stations to cover track and field so that we can finally follow the stars that we're looking after, like looking at this sprint documentary, like being able to follow some of your favorite runners, looking at this distance documentary that's getting ready to come out, where you're kind of looking at the rivalries between Kerr and between Ingebrigtsen and some of these guys overseas that's running real fast. Like, that's the type of stuff that we need. I don't know about y'all, but I love the drama. I love it because it brings more light to the sport. No, we don't need the drama, but the drama is what you click on Netflix to watch. The drama is what you turn the TV on to watch a football game because you know it's going to be back and forth. That's what we love. That's what we need. So anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all keep watching. Let me know what else y'all want me to post. I'm going to continue to give y'all some track content, continue to give y'all, the brass tacks, the bare what I got to give y'all, and then I'm going to continue to hop into football and some of these other sports and try to break down and analyze some of the running forms and the things that people can work on as a speed coach, as a track coach, as a former athlete and a current athlete. It's going to keep having fun and doing what we love to do. All right. Love y'all. Catch y'all later.